From where came your interest for Indian people?
Oh, I don't know.
You
I
don't
don't
know?
know. It's just since I was a little boy.
Yeah.
And then I'm frequently confused. Even when I was a little boy, I'm frequently confused for being an Indian, so you get to identify. You know, I didn't want to be a cowboy. I wanted to be in the forest, you know. From the start of the ranch to the end of the ranch, it's 120 kilometers.
120 kilometers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one ranch. It's
Yeah.
like this. Okay. Now, here's the amazing thing. In 1965, the hired hand here, Voltero, who worked for the man I know, said he still wouldn't go down in this empty part of Mexico here, near the Obispo River. It's very, very wild, okay? Because the Apaches were still killing Mexicans that would enter that area. So some of the Apaches, say, escaped down in here, in these mountains, and nobody ever finds them, of course. And that was about the time you were born. There were still Apaches. I love that idea, you know. But this is an interesting area, because on this ranch, in the middle of the ranch, there's a mountain with snow on the top, you know. But very, very wild. Sometimes last year they had a jaguar that came on the ranch from Mexico, this huge cat, you know. And they have some lobo there, the wolves. There were maybe, they were not sure, of course, between 6 and 8 million Indians, right? In 1900, there are only about 300,000 left. But that, more than murder, was disease, you know.
Yeah. Which disease?
Smallpox, mostly. Many tribes were totally wiped out by smallpox, you know. I forget, I'm not sure what it's called in French. But what happened then is they even gave some tribes infected blankets, you know, that stuff, because they wanted the land. But it was a slow thing of taking everything, because Native Americans, by and large, don't have any sense of personal property, you know. And, for instance, you know, they don't say, this is mine, because you're going away. How can it be yours? It's going to stay here. You're the one that goes away. So that was the basic problem. And reservation land is largely the most worthless land, you know, that they ended up with. But now they're getting, in the last 20 years, getting more and more rights. But that's an awful long time, you know. The crows are here. The crow. Yeah. I used to go with McGuane when we go to the Crow Festival. You know, where there were 5,000 or 6,000 Indians. My favorite dance is a dance for girls. It's a very strange dance. It's for girls that are 12 or so. They haven't quite become women yet. And it's the crow and raven dance. And you see like 200 young girls who have learned to imitate crows and ravens dancing. They're hopping around. You think, they are becoming, you know, that's quite wonderful. But you'd like to, like the Apaches I've seen around in New Mexico at a festival. Apaches are, it's matrilineal. It's totally a matrilineal society. So it isn't the young man that has to go through the rites, it's the young woman. So this girl dances, she's about 13, and she dances with her uncles and fathers who are all painted up to protect her from the evil spirits. Okay, and then after they dance, and then she runs up into the mountains where she stays alone and receives her name in the dream. But a lot of Indian cultures, of course, patrilineal, but some are matrilineal, like they are in so many places in Africa. You know, the name is passed down. All as the culture is passed down to the female.
You believe on spirit yourself? Do you believe in spirits?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
How could it be otherwise? Yeah. I mean,
Are you
even Christianity, I would say the resurrection of Christ makes a lot more sense than the Republican Party. You know, I mean, how can I doubt any of this? Also, you know, I was thinking again, I get vertigo sometimes, you know, vertigo when I look at the stars too long, because we don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know, we're pathetic in what we know about anything like that.
True.
So how would I be presumptuous enough to say that I didn't believe in spirits? You know. This one was up in Normandy. His father is from the Dordogne, but his mother, where he grew up, what a window is. So that is the terrible irony about civilization murders many more animals than hunters do by far, you know, just by being there, you know. A poem.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read the last one. Took my own life because I was permanently crippled. Put on backwards. The repairs eating up money and time. For 57 years I've had it all wrong until I studied the other side of the mirror. No birth before death. It's the other way around. How pleasant to get off a horse in the middle of a lake. I've done that. Have you ever done that? I had a horse when I was young that liked to swim.
Really?
Yeah, and you'd ride as he's plunging through the water in the middle
It's
of the
amazing,
lake, and
yeah.
then just to slide off and swim.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
But the horse love to swim. It's amazing when you're on the beach. They immediately want to enter on the sea.
I was with my friend Dan Gerber, and we're canoeing on this big lake near a farm, and these huge draft horses, they were like Percheron, a French breed, Percheron. And they came running down to the lake. They looked at us, and they jump in the lake, and they swim out and visit us, and we pet their heads. These are mammoth heads, pet them, and then they swim away. Yeah. There are homosexual deer and horses. It was very funny, yeah. I was doing research for a screenplay, and this very famous stallion in Kentucky, one of the greatest horses ever, worth millions and millions of dollars. He only liked his boyfriend, and he wouldn't make love to any of the women. They're tearing their hair out and everything. It's very amusing. I loved it. I have nothing to say about this because I don't care for deer hunting. I like to eat venison naturally. I'm not dead, but I don't care. I can't shoot deer anymore because when you claim the deer, their organs are the same as our own, are very similar. Bear even closer.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why many Native American tribes have all those religious taboos about bears, you know.